This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत. बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
This is Bharat FM.
Good evening, Mumbai, India, and good morning, United States. Welcome to this special edition of Storytellers Cafe. It is Navratri, the 9 days of the festival, and we have something special in the story menu for you today. Well, it's all about Navratri and Ramayana. And a special guest storyteller, one of the well-known names in today's world is Dushyant Sridhar. Well, Dushyant Sridhar is in the studios with us, and let me introduce Dushyant. Dushyant is one of the most sought after public speakers in Sanatana Dharma who renders discourses in English and Tamil. He has rendered over 3,000 discourses in 125 cities across 23 countries. He enjoys a wide spectrum of audience following on YouTube with over 70,000 subscribers and 15 million views. He manages a website, desikadaya.org, with over 1,200 hours of free content and a Vedic e-learning portal that provides courses to learners without any discrimination. He has acted in the movie Vedanta Desika as the protagonist, besides penning its story and dialogues. He has authored a coffee table book on Vedanta Desika that has been critically acclaimed and is best-selling in its genre. Dushyant organizes heritage tours and conceptualizes dance productions. He manages Desikadaya, a charitable trust that has donated and sponsored cultural activities for over 4 million, if I am not reading it wrong, Indian rupees. He is a recipient of the coveted titles like Sarva Kala Chudamani and Harikatha Bharati. Dushyant was declared a Global 30 Under 30 by BITSAA. I will let him tell us what it stands for. He is an alumnus of BITS Pilani and currently lives with his family in Bangalore. Dushyant Sridhar Storytellers Cafe is indeed honored, and it's our privilege to present you for this Navaratri. Dushyant, welcome to Storytellers Cafe and a very happy Navaratri. We are indeed privileged and honored to have you. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram Ushaji. Namaskaram Ushaji. It is a pleasure to be in this wonderful show that you've been successfully airing. And my namaskarams to you and to Bharat FM Cincinnati, and a happy Navaratri to all the devout Bhagavatottamas who are a part of this session. Namaskaram.
So, I would like to ask you, Dushyant, I don't need to ask you, but I just have to do that for the viewers, that what do you have in store for us? What is the special story or message that you have for us during this auspicious Navratri?
Ushaji, since your area of expertise and admiration is into storytelling, being a traditional storyteller, I would love to, in the given span of time, in Sanskritam there is a saying, Alpascha kalo bhavascha vignaha. The time is very, very little. In this limited span of time, I would like to explore Sundarakandam, which is called as the Kalpataru, the wish-yielding tree, the Kalpaka Vriksham, the wish-yielding tree and the creeper, the Kamadhenu, the wish-yielding cow, and the Chintamani, which is the wish-yielding gem of Ramayana. So in our Indian scriptures, we hold Sundarakandam very, very close to our hearts. And especially now that we are in the Navaratri period of the very auspicious 9 days, which culminates with the Dashara, the Vijay Dashami, I would like to briefly explore Sundarakandam. Are you game for it?
Absolutely, I'm all ears.
Okay, now as I explore Sundarakandam, first I will just tell in essence what Sundarakandam is. And then I would like to explore Sundarakandam for various age groups and various styles that I generally practice and I generally present to my audience. Ramayanam is called as Mahanadi. It is the big river. Ramayana Mahanadi Punadi Bhuvanam Punya Ramayana Mahanadi tells Valmiki. So in this Ramayana Mahanadi, which is hailed as Itihasa Sreshtham, we have two itihasas. One is Srimad Ramayanam by Valmiki and second is Sri Mahabharatam by Vedavyasa or Krishna Dvaipayana. Of these two itihasas, our acharyas have said that Ramayanam is of utmost importance. It is Itihasa Sreshtham. Not that Mahabharatam is bad. That is equally beautiful and as a bigger treasure house as Ramayanam is. But Ramayanam holds very, very special in the hearts of our acharyas. And in Ramayanam we have Balakandam, Ayodhya Kandam, Aranya Kandam, Kishkinda Kandam, Sundara Kandam, Yuddha Kandam and Uttara Kandam. Some of them have this general habit of excluding Yuddha Kandam, but Yuddha Kandam is also an integral part to Ramayanam. So with these 7 Kandams, cantos, we have close to 24,000 verses, which is the beautiful compendium called as Ramayanam. In these 7 Kandas, Balakandam talks about Sita and Rama enjoying their couplehood, and Ayodhya Kandam also doesn't separate the couple. Of course, Rama was sent on an exile, but he was very happy. It was like a resort life for him with his wife. So then came Aranya Kandam. Yes, it took different turns when Shurpanaka came in the 13th year, and then she advised Ravana, and then Ravana had to abduct Sita. Kishkinda Kandam talks about the good Maitri, the friendship that existed between Rama and Sugriva. And Yuddha Kandam talks about the big war and how Rama got together with Sita. The beauty is the one Kandam where undoubtedly both of them were in 2 different countries. Like how in the Corona period, people were caught in different countries and they didn't have flights to come. Likewise, Sita was caught in Sri Lanka and Rama was caught in India. So they were separated miles away, yet the beauty is this canto where they are completely separated is called Sundara Kandam. Beautiful Kandam. How? So the commentator Tilaka states, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundare Sundari Katha, Sundare Sundari Lanka, Sundare Kimna Sundaram, Sundare Sundari Sita, Akshatam Marute Mukhad, Shrutva Hrishtaha Tathaivastu Saramaha Satatam Hridi. He says, it is a beautiful Bharata Desham, India, which is so beautiful, Sundara. Sri Lanka is equally beautiful. You must trust me. I have been to Sri Lanka. I have ferried people on heritage tours to Sri Lanka. Extremely beautiful. So he calls Sri Lanka beautiful, India beautiful. The one who sends the message, Rama, is Sundara. He is handsome. Whom does he send the message to? To his wife Sita, who is equally beautiful, Sundari. Now the Sundari Sita is housed in Sundara Lanka. Sundara Rama is housed in Sundara Bharatam. Now he sends the message through Hanuman, which most of our acharyas and commentators opine that while he was born, his mother called him Sundara. We may wonder, he was a monkey after all, how can he be charming? To every mother, her child is very, very beautiful or charming. They don't have to be a Miss World or a Mr. World. They are handsome and beautiful. So Sundara Hanuman carried the Sundara message. The message was so beautiful. Rama said to his wife, I am there. Imagine which husband will tell the other wife who has been abducted in a different country, I am there. I won't even know how to bring my wife back. So he says, I am there for you. So the message was beautiful. The person who carried was beautiful. The person who sent was beautiful. The person who received was beautiful. The landscape was beautiful. So everything in Sundarakandam is beautiful. Now the quintessence of this particular canto could be transported and could be articulated to various categories. So in this limited time, Ushaji, I would like to explore. One, let me take this age group of say 5 to 10. So like how Shakespeare in As You Like It says through King Jakes all the world's a stage and all the men and women are mere players, he does transport us through 7 different stages. He says how a child who actually wails and sobs to go to a school with a huge book bag. Now everything has changed. It's all online. Online is worse than carrying these books. Anyways, so the child between the age of 5 and 10 will have to absorb Sundarakandam. So now let me make myself a narrator for that particular category. You know what happened? Hanuman was so strong. He told Rama that don't worry, I will tell Mother Sita that you will come. So he went to Mahendragiri mountain. Mahendragiri mountain is a big mountain. You know South India, right? In South India near Tirunelveli is a beautiful hillock called Mahendragiri. Hanuman stood above it, but he was so tired. At that point in time, we had Jambavan, the old bear like the Dumbledore of Harry Potter. He said, you will get all the power. Hanuman, you can do it, you can do it. And Hanuman became very big and he started flying. As he flew over the water, he flew, he saw the mountain called Mainakam rise. Mainaka was said, Hanuman, you come and rest in my mountain and go. Hanuman said, no, father has sent me to send a message to mother. I have to go immediately. I will hug you and go. So he hugged Mainaka and went further. Then came one demoness called Nagamata Surasa. She said, I am going to eat you. Hanuman said, I am not pasta or pizza. How will you eat me? She said, no, I am from China. I can eat anything. You get inside my mouth, I will bite you. Hanuman went inside the mouth and came out without any change. Then as he went further, he saw the demoness called Simhika. Simhika wanted to capture him. Hanuman took the name of Rama and gave her a shot. She fell dead. Then he went inside Lanka, jumped tree after tree and saw Mother Sita and said, Mata, Rama is coming. Sita said, may God bless you, Hanuman. Take this Chudamani, my gem-studded hair clip that I got from Bindi Bazaar. Take it and then you go back. Hanuman took that, came, and Rama was so happy. He called Hanuman and hugged him. So nice, no? This is the version that I would like to bring for the age group between 5 and 10. And as we go, the teenager and then the college going, the university going and the office going, the 11 or 12 to 50 age population will need a mix of the Puranic version, the traditional version and a bit of contemporariness. So I will take up that. For that I will use the traditional format called as Harikatha. Balarka bimbamu phalamani batina alari chetala Hanumanta tunari brahma dulache varamulu olije konina o Hanumanta, tells Annamacharya, the very famed Telugu composer. Hanuman, at a very young age, he assumed that the rising sun with a mix the hue of the redness and the yellowness to be a fruit. That he was bestowed with the art of levitating by his father called Vayu, he could jump across the branches and move towards the sun. As Indra was flabbergasted looking at this child's act, he gave a shot which is Vajrayudham, and the lower jaw of Hanuman got fractured. As the boy fell, he became Hanuman, the one with a fractured chin, lower jaw. Then the celestials came and blessed him, and so did Brahma and Surya. The sun god became his guru. And by traveling with his guru, Hanuman became adept in 9 forms of grammar. Nava Vyakarana Panditaha. That is why Tyagaraja, the famed composer in the Telugu language, the language of the south, he says, Adamodigalade Ramaya Mataladamodigalade Ramaya. Tyagaraja says, when you fail to even respond to Hanuman, who is a Navavyakarana Pandita, such an adept, educated, well-exposed person, will you even take the care to talk to the poor primitive mortal called Tyagaraja? So people hailed Hanuman. Hanuman had to carry the message of Rama. So he stood atop the Mahendragiri Parvatam. Mahendragiri Parvatam, incidentally, geographically, is very close to Tirunelveli, and it is today hailed as Tirukkurungudi. Tirukkurungudi happens to be one of the 108 Divyadeshams revered by the mystic saints called the Alvars. And Tirukkurungudi, incidentally, it's a trivia, it stands as the T in the TVS company, Tirukkurungudi Vengarai Sundaramayangar and Sons. So Tirukkurungudi is Mahendragiri, where Hanuman stood. And as he absorbed the motivation speech given by Jambavan, who said, you could do it, that's very, very important. When one feels low, we deal with so many cases today. Every news channel hails about a person committing suicide. What should we do about it? Nobody has the right to demolish the primitive material body given by God. This body also belongs to Him. We must motivate ourselves, whatever come, this will also pass by. This will be a passing cloud. So Hanuman absorbed the motivational words given by Jambavan, and he stood atop the hill. And as he tried garnering energy, the energy was so high that the trees started shaking. Valmiki tells the trees shook and the blossoming flowers fell on his horripilated hair, and he looked all the more beautiful. Pushpa Mayo Yatha, tells Valmiki. And Hanuman prayed to his Guru, like how Tulsidas states, Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nija Mana Monkura Sudhara Bharano Raghubarat Bimalayasha Jodayaka Phalajar Buddhihin Tanujanike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kales Vikar Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar Jai Kapisati Hu Lok Bhujagar Ramadut Atulit Baladama Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama Mahavira Vikram Bajrangi Kumati Nivara Sumati Ke Sangi Kanchana Varana Viraja Subesha Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesha. As Hanuman flew, he saw the gigantic Mainakam, the mountain standing before him. Mainakam said, your father Vayu helped while Indra was chopping away the wings of mountains, and today I am indeed indebted to Vayu's son Hanuman. Hanuman, why don't you rest in the beautiful cottage of 3 days, 2 nights, 999 only in my mountain? Hanuman said, I have got a different vision, mission, goal and objective. My vision is to see Sita. My mission is to pass on the information of Rama to him. I will not love to enjoy this exuberance and the comfort and the sophistication that you're throwing to me at this point in time. He hugged Mainakam and went further. Then came Nagamata Surasa. She said, you need to get inside my mouth. Hanuman said, as a Tarka Shastra Nipuna, as a logical reasoning person, he said, I need to get inside your mouth, right? As she opened her mouth, he went. Angushtamatro Purushaha Sukshma Roop Dhari Siyahi Dekhava Bikoto Roop Dhari Lankajarava Bhima Roop Dhari Asura Sahare Ramachandra Ke Kaj Savare. As he went inside her mouth and came, he did not have even an iota of her saliva touching him, because the moment in our Achara Shastram saliva touches, it becomes something which is less orthodox. So he was such a Naishtika Brahmachari that he didn't let even a drop of her saliva touch, and he came out. Surasa said, now that you have been tested, I bless you that your mission will be successful. And as he went further and I was about to land, like how our flights experience those air pockets and air turbulence, he experienced that. He saw a Simhika, Chaya Grahi, Chayayam, Grihyamanayam, Chintayamasa Vanaraha, tells Valmiki. So as she tried pulling Hanuman, Hanuman gave her a shot. Because to a person who's a bhakta of the Lord, he doesn't need an AK-47 or a gun. It is the Lord's name that is the medicine, the vaccine and the cure. Tyagaraja tells, Romanchamane kanakanchukamu Rama bhaktudane mudravillayu Ramanamamane Varakhadgami virajillunaya Tyagarajunike Banturiti koluvu Viyavaya Rama Banturiti koluvu. As Hanuman landed, he was allowed entry by the immigration agent called Lankini. He gave her a shot and relieved her of her job as well. He went harem after harem, palace after palace. He mistook Mandodari to be Sita. So Aspotayamasa Chuchumba Pucham Nananda Chikrida Jagau Jagama Stambana Roham Nipapada Bhumau Nidarshayam Swam Prakritim Kapina. Finally, as he concluded that I have to still search for Sita, he landed up in Simshupa Vriksham. He looked down, he saw Sita. And then he said, now I compare Rama and Sita, I find Sita to be better. When he saw Rama, he thought Rama was the best. Now he saw Sita, he thinks, he changes party very often. He says, I belong to Amma's party. And he said that I am in all awe of Sita. So, Tulya Sheela Vayovrittam, Tulya Bhijana Lakshanam, Raghavorhati Vaidehim, Tanchayam Asidekshana, tells Valmiki. And as he gave her the ring, he accepted the gem-studded hair clip. He received her blessings. Ashta siddhina vanidhike data, asbardina janaki mata, Ram rasayan tumhare pasa, sada raho raghupati ke dasa, Ram Lakshmana Janaki jai bolo, Hanuman ki. As Hanuman came back, Jambavan, by listening to the roar, he told the monkeys that Hanuman has seen Sita. The monkeys asked, you haven't seen Hanuman? Hanuman hasn't told you, but how do you conclude? Jambavan said, with the roar, the tone and the tenor with which the roar has come, I can tell you Hanuman has seen Sita. Hanuman took them to a vineyard, made them all drink. Gayanti kechit, pranamanti kechit. As their levels came down, he took them to Kishkinta, the Bellari district of Karnataka, and Rama just looked at Hanuman. Hanuman did not give a speech like me for 18 minutes and 30 seconds. He just said, Drishta Sita, Kanden Sita Yai. Ram said, Hanuman, come here. The monkeys were looking, oh, he's going to give him the Kohinoor. Ram said, come here, Hanuman. I have nothing to give. Even if I have the entire world at my disposition to give you, it won't befit for the service that you have done. I can just do one thing. Apara, paravara, parikha, parivrita, parapura, parasrita, davadahana, javana, pavana, bhava, kapivara, parishvanga, bhavita, sarvasvadana. I can give you a heartfelt embrace. Hanuman said, what else do I seek? So this Anugraham of Rama comes for this age group. Well, for a management person, I will just tell him the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and Valmiki's Ramayana is Valmiki plus Stephen Covey, Val Covey, where sharpen the saw, win-win situation, synergize, and listen first to understand and then be understood. Everything is beautifully interspersed and intertwined in Ramayana. Well, for the spiritual seeker who may be above the age of 60, there's no age group for a spiritual seeker. If he wants to understand the Vedanta, Vedanta Deshika tells, Darpodagra Dashendriya Nanamanaha Naktachara Dishtite Dehesmin Bhavasinduna Madikate Dinam Dashamasthitaha Adhyatve Hanumat Sameda Guruna Prakhyapitattha Puman Lanka Aruddha Videha Rajatanayan Nyayena Lalapyate. Acharya tells that Sita, who is housed in Sri Lanka, is like the Jivatma that is housed in the material body. Like how the material body, the Pancha Bhautika Shariram, becomes a slave to the Pancha Jnanendriyas and Pancha Karmendriyas, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears and the skin, and likewise the hands, the legs, the passages through which we excrete urine and feces, and the face. This is Pancha Jnanendriyam and Pancha Karmendriyam. Some way or the other, the Jivatma in the body becomes a slave to it. Likewise, Sita, the Jivatma in Lanka, which has got the 10-headed Ravana, is like the Jivatma that wishes to get out of Lanka, the body. Rama is like the Paramatma in Vaikuntham called Bharatadesham. He sends the Acharya, the Guru, as Hanuman, who goes and informs the Jivatma called Sita that Rama, the Paramatma, is waiting for you to relieve you from the clutches of the 10-headed, akin to the 10 Indriyas of the body. Please come fast. So for a spiritual seeker, Sundarakandam is the treasure trove. For a management person, there is no better illustration or a delineation needed than a Sundarakandam. For a person who is interested in the traditional art form called as Harikatha, Sundarakandam is again a storehouse. For a little child, this becomes the best tale that you can tell. So right from the child to a spiritual seeker, Sundarakandam has it all, and this comes in a nutshell. Over to you, Ushaji.
Oh, wonderful. Words belie me. I don't know what to say. I was completely enraptured in your story. And as you rightly said, Dushyant, that a story can be told to a 5-year-old, to a 15-year-old, to a 30-year-old, a 45-year-old, to a corporate CEO, and to a spiritual seeker or a geriatric. It was wonderful, yes. So I would like to ask you, my next question is, since we have another 5 minutes and I'm sure the Rasikas would love to know, how does one craft this? I mean, what is the training that you underwent? Clearly, I know you can sing Carnatic classical, you are an engineer. So, how did your interest into Harikatha evolve?
Ushaji, first of all, Bhagavatam tells Shravanam. Passionate listening is very, very important for any learner. So my grandparents were ardent listeners of lectures and Kalakshepams and Harikatha of stalwarts. So right from the cassette days and gramophone days, they've been listening, and I was a byproduct of it. So I've been listening to a lot of people. So there should be dispassionate listening. I can never say that I like this person, I hate that person. First of all, take the best of everybody. So listening is very important. And second thing, learning. See, by just reading a Wikipedia article or reading a Amar Chitra Katha on Hanuman, you can never come on to a Vyasapitha. So, to be a traditional storyteller, you should have undergone rigorous training in Vedanta, in philosophy. So, I am not fitting at all, but by Acharya's grace, I have learnt Vedanta under 6 Acharyas. I learnt Sri Bhashyam, Gita Bhashyam, Rahasya Tresaram, Bhagavad Vishayam, Shatadushani and Tirunedan Tandagam from 6 Acharyas who were towering personalities. The biggest blemish they would have had in their life is to choose me as a disciple. Otherwise, I had no qualification in me. So when you learn Vedanta, your foundation becomes very strong. Like how for a building, the foundation is very strong. You should have a foundation. Then if you have to explore Ramayana, you have to read the original Adi Kavya of Valmiki of 24,000 verses with 8 Sanskrit commentaries at least once in your lifetime to even speak about Ramayana. Ramayana is just not Sita Maiya ne Ram ji se शादी किया, दोनों बन गए, बन जाने के बाद हनुमान जी मिले. This is not what a Vyasapitha is about. If my audience asks a doubt, in Aranyakandam, Rama says that Kaikeyi is the root cause of all these problems, and you say that Rama is Maryada Purushottama, how will you come to a compromise? If they ask this question, the question should not be new to me. Aisa hai kya? No. I should have undergone that training, and I should try my level best to ask as many questions to myself as possible and get the answers, so that I give my audience a very, very clear explanation. After my lecture, people should feel, oh, I had these doubts, now it is cleared. Now I should not kindle another set of doubts. Ye kya bol rahe hain? Valmiki kuch aur bole the. No. So foundation is very strong, and we should always try to keep our storytelling contemporary. That much I am very, very sure. We will have to relate it to the current audience, but at the same time, we should stick to the original. So sticking to the original and being contemporary may seem mutually exclusive, but in my humble opinion, you can come to a conclusion and bring to it's called Sarvam Samanjasam. You can bring to a consensus if you actually work towards it. So traditional storytelling is a lot. It may have little singing, it will have a lot of listening from great people and learning from acharyas, and finally we have to put our own efforts. I don't know honestly if I'm putting too many efforts to that. Probably it may be more radiant if I put more efforts, and I cannot blame anybody else. Naneda Naidaga, I must be better. But overall, traditional storytelling from the days of Narada Maharshi, Shukabrahmam, Parashara, Vyasa, Valmiki, Lavakusha, Shukabrahmam, Parikshit, Janamejaya, everybody till Adi Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vallabhacharya, to the great Acharya of Kanchi, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, everybody has explored this art of storytelling in their own style. And Sanatana Dharma has continued knowledge sustenance only through oral tradition. The beauty is, we may have books now, but we are always a Karana Parampara. We listen, Shruti Smriti. So it's a beautiful tradition, and I'm so happy that I could participate in this beautiful conversation with Ushaji, with you. And thank you. You're doing a wonderful job, Usha.
Oh, thank you. Namaskaram, Dushyant. Not at all. I think you've done us very great service today by explaining through your wonderful expressions and your art form that how our traditional storytelling is alive and how it is spreading around the world, and people are definitely listening to our traditional storytelling. We are just contemporary storytellers. We've taken off from the traditional storytelling. Thank you so much. Storytellers Cafe is indeed honored to have such an esteemed guest as you, Dushyant, and we wish you all the best and happy Navratri to everyone, and Veer Hanuman. We bow to the
very happy, and so especially for the women folk who are listening, this Navaratri is their period. So my obeisances and namaskarams to all the bhaktas who have been listening across the world at different timelines, and thanks to Bharat FM. And of course, I don't have to tell you, I've known you, wonderful job you're doing. Thank you once again. Happy Navaratri all. Namaskar.